இன்துணை பதுமத்தலர் மகள் தனக்குமின்பன் நற்புவி தனக்கிறைவன் தன்துணையாயர் பாவைன பின்னை தனக்கிறை மற்றையோர்க்கு எல்லாம் வன் துணை பஞ்ச பாண்டவர்க்காகி வாயுரை தூது சென்று எங்கும் என் துணை என் துணை என் துணை எந்தை தந்தை தம்மானை திருவல்லிக்கேணி கண்டேனே பிரேயஸ்யாः பத்மஜாயாः மதுரசகச்சரம் சாது பூமீஸ்வரம் தம் स्वप्राणाभीरवंश्या प्रभुमथ च तथाशेष सर्वासहायम् पञ्चानां पाण्डुजानां मुखज वचनभृद्दूत्यकृत्ये चरन्तम् मत्साहाय्यं दधानम् मत्साहाय्यं दधानम् मत्साहाय्यं दधानम् मदिनकुलपतिम् कैरविण्यामपश्यम् यदप्सुते सरस्वती गोष्मश्वेषु यन्मधु तेन मे वाजिनीवति मुखमन्धि सरस्वती नमः सदसे एतर्हि भगवतो महापुरुषस्य आश्रितवात्सल्ये जलधेः परमदयाळोः श्रीमतः पार्थसारथे परया कृपया अत्र विष्णुमोहन संस्थायां सद्गुरुवर्याणां तथा तत्प्रियशिष्याणां च पुरतः आचार्य सार्वभौमस्य अस्मत्कुलकूटस्थस्य श्री नडादूरम्माळ् इति प्रसिद्धस्य वात्स्यवरददेशिकस्य परमार्थद्वयं परमार्थश्लोकद्वयम् इति शीर्षकं प्रबद्धं प्रति दासजनस्य उपन्यासकः सम्प्रति प्रस्तूयते. Dear devotees, I have been ordered by the holy gathering here to give a lecture on Paramartha Shloka Dvayam of Sri Vatsya Varada Deshika, more popularly known as Sri Nadadurammal here. In fact, this is the easiest topic to handle. It will appear like that. There are only two shlokas to be dealt with. Paramartha Shloka Dvayam. But there is one more shloka, 2 plus 1. 3 shlokas. I had just now got a message that I can go up to even 6:15 p.m. if I can manage. So, a time limit given to... Great, very kind of you. Now, anyhow, after 6:15, probably we should not go because then it will be Sandhyakam. Hirastivai Sandhyadhitam. That is a great Sanskrit saying, Vedas say. If you read or study anything during the Sandhyakalam, that will harm you, kill you. That is why during Sandhyavandanam, only Sandhyavandanam has to be. During Sandhyakalam, only Sandhyavandanam has to be. Other things need not be done at that time. Anyhow, let me see. I will take my own time as his kindness has shown. Mr. Padmanabhan asked me, are you going to speak in English? I said, you wanted me to talk in English. Is it okay? He said, okay. Then I told him, which is okay? My talking English is okay or my English is okay? Please consider. And he was kind enough to accept both can be okay. Now, before proceeding to actual Paramartha Shloka Dvayam, let us see the invocation Shloka to the author. That is Sri Vatsya Varada Guru, known as Sri Varada Guru also, but more popularly known as Nadadurammal in Tamil. He was the grandson of Swami Ramanuja's nephew. Bhagavad Ramanuja had 2 sisters. One sister was called Bhumi. Her son was the famous Dasharathi All these Vaishnavacharyas normally will have a Sanskrit name and a Tamil name also. So Radha Dasarathi was called as Modaliyandan in Tamil. Ramanuja, known as Emberumanar, Udayavar, he himself had so many names. All his disciples had at least one in Sanskrit, one in Tamil. Ramanuja's elder nephew, that is Dasarathi, known as Modaliyandan, was a great scholar highly devoted to Ramanuja. Ramanuja had another sister. She was called Kamala, and Kamala's son was Nadadur Alva in Tamil. In Sanskrit, Varada Vishnu Mishra. Varada Vishnu and Dasarathi were Ramanuja's nephews. It is described in Yatiraja Vijaya Nataka. A Nataka, something very close to Sankalpa Suryodaya, but it is simpler, shorter, and giving the essences of Bhagavad Ramanuja's philosophy. The author of that work, Yatiraja Vijaya, is called Chinna Ammal. He was the fifth from Nadadurumal in the Vamsha of Nadadurumal. He was the guru for the first year of Ahobilamat, Ajvan Shatavo Vaidindra Mahadeshika. There he mentions when Ramanuja took to sannyasa, a sannyasi has to declare, that too without a mic, in a very big voice, reachable from here to Valluvarkottam, let us say. See, they believed that when those days, when a man shouted like that, he would not tell lies. They had not seen our politicians who in the high pitch tell only lies. But those days they believed when you tell lie, you cannot be so bold and so vociferous. So the one who takes to sannyasam has to declare, I have come out of Putreshanaya, Vitteshanaya, Dareshanaya. I have no desire for wife, no desire for sons, children, no desire for any wealth. And he has to say, all my relatives, I just cut off now. Every relative of mine, I just cut the relationship with me now. This is what a sannyasi should declare in a high-pitched voice. I will tell you an interesting anecdote. When the famous Tirukudandai Andavan, who lived in the recent past, took to sannyasam, he had to stand in at least navel depth water and declare. He has to make this declaration. His guru Tenbare Andavan was sitting. When Kannan Swami, popularly known those days in that day, was taking to sannyasam to become Tirukudandai Andavan, Vedanta Ramanuja Mahadeshika, he had to say this Putreshana, Vitteshana, Dareshana in high-pitched voice. But when he made those declarations high-pitched voice, the Guru's sitting on the bank of the tank, wherein this Kannan Swami was standing in navel deep water and declaring, told him, this is not enough, shout more, shout, shout, shout. He told, I can't do more than this unless I got a mic with me. Like that, they used to declare. Ramanuja took to sannyasam in the banks of Ananta Saras, the famous Pushkarini of Devadhiraja in Kanchipuram. At that time he was told, I am cutting off Sarva Bandhu Parityagam, I am doing Sarva Bandhu Parityagam. At that time Ramanuja, it is said interestingly, I cut off all my relations with others except my two nephews. This is a beautiful new revolutionary declaration of a sannyasi. He said, all my relatives I cut off, except my two nephews, that is Varada Vishnu and Modaliyandan. Yabhyam vina Ramanuja sannyasaha iti kim vatanti. People said, there can't be a mantra like this. Tomorrow another sannyasi will say, I cut off all relations except with my wife. Then what will happen to sannyasa? Ramanuja said, if only I had got such a fire, I would have to come to sannyasa itself. That is a different story. But why should we leave the relations? Because relatives always distract us. They don't help us to think of the God. They may create problems, create tension, and make their life miserable, our lives also miserable. That is why we leave all of them and to think of God, we take to sannyasa. But my two nephews, they always make me think of the God, think of the Lord. So why should I cut off their relations? So when Ramanuja became a sannyasi, these two nephews were with him. With Kuratalvan, Mudaliyandan, Nadaduralvan. These three were the earliest disciples of Ramanuja. They lived with him till the end. Kuratalvan passed away earlier, then Mudaliyandan, Nadaduralvan after Ramanuja. That is what we hear from the Guru Paramparas. This Nadaduralvan, Varada Vishnu was a great logician. Our friend, Sri Vijayaraghavan Swami is here, who has studied Nyaya Siddhanjana and Nyaya Parishuddhi, etc. He may recall that in many places Swami Vedanta Deshika quotes from the works of Varada Vishnu Mishra. He attempted at Ramanuja's time. Ramanuja wrote the commentary on Brahma Sutras but did not make a concise, what I can say, book on Vishishtadvaita Darshana. Though his Vedartha Sangraha contained his policies, but 1, 2, 3 like that listing, what are the aspects in our darshana? Probably he did not write such a manual. But his Sishyas were ordered by him to attempt it. It is what I understand. And his Sishyas, Parasara Bhatta, Lord Tattvaratnakara, etc. And Varada Vishnu Mishra wrote the Manayathatparinya. It's some works. And all of those works are not available to us today. I thank God in one respect because we have to read those books also. Those books are not available. But only extracts from those books have been quoted by Swami Vedanta Deshika, which are available in his work. And this Varada Vishnu Mishra should have been a great logician, thinker. Many issues among Varada Vishnu Mishra's words are quoted by Deshika, sometimes to clarify them, sometimes in support of a concept he is going to establish that. That was the greatness of Varada Vishnu, and Ramanuja gave his Sribhashya Simhasanam throne to Varada Vishnu when he departed from this mortal world. Sribhashya Simhasanam, Atmaninam, that Sribhashya Simhasanam Ramanuja gave as a gift to his nephew Varada Vishnu, who assisted him in writing the Sribhashya and then also in many ways for discussions and debates on Sribhashya. I am telling this because I am a descendant of Nadaduralvan. You may think like that. This is not my imagination. This is recorded in Guru Paramparas. There is a shloka which is found in the 6000 Padi Guru Parampara, the oldest Guru Parampara. Today Shiva Vaishnava Sampradaya is divided as Tengalai and Vadagalai. And Tengalais wrote the Guru Parampara first. And that Guru Parampara itself says, Ramanuja gave his Sribhashya Simhasanam to his nephew Varada Vishnu. Satpurvata Samsati Shishya Vargan Ananyalabhyehi Akhilai Swachinnaihi Sribhashya Simhasanam Atmaninam Yaspaicha Dattam Yati Shekharena Yasmin Padam Yatipater Vadanara Vindat Nikramadeva Nidhade Nikamanta Bhashyam Tasyaivatam Bhagavata Priyabhagineyam Vandamage Varada Vishnu Padabhidam. This Varada Vishnu was the person who studied Sribhashya as it emanated from the mouth of Ramanuja. Others studied later. He was so close at that time and he was given the Sribhashya Simhasana. And it is a great blessing to me that I come in that lineage. And we also bear the title Sribhashya Simhasana because of that ancestor's greatness. And this represents that Sribhashya Simhasana. There is Bhashyakara here, there is another one. That is why I prostrated before them and ascended the throne, sat here. This Vardavishnu Mishra had a son, Devaraja, and Devaraja's son was this Nanadurma. Now why I tell all these things? To make it clear that the background of Nanadurma was so great. He was from a great dynasty, a great Brahmavid Santati, and fittingly he studied Sri Bhashya thoroughly under Yangaladvan, Sri Vishnu Chitta, sacrificing so many things. When he wanted to study Sri Bhashya from Vishnu Chitta, Yangaladvan, who was an expert at that time, the expert demanded a Guru Dakshina from Nadaduram, Varda Deshika, that he would do all his Kainkaryam after death as a son would do to his father, because Yangaladvan was issueless. Varda was also only son of his father. So how to do this without the permission of his father? Yangaladvan put this condition sitting in Tiruvallari near Srirangam, where he went to study under him. He again went to Kanchipuram, asked his father, "You told Yangaladvan is the best teacher possible now, and he demands this Guru Dakshina. I am only one son of you. Can I offer this Guru Dakshina to him and study from him?" His father said, "Atyanika should study from under him." He promised, studied thoroughly, and when Vishnu Chitta passed away, he did all his final rites as a son would do to his father, and then came back to Kanchipuram and spread the message he learned from Yangaladvan, the great teacher he had. His discourses attracted so many people those days who wanted to study Ramanuja's Sri Bhashya. One of them was Shuddhaprakashika Bhattar, Vedavyasa Bhattar, who was great grandson of Koratadva. He came and studied Sri Bhashyam under this Varda Deshika in Kanchipuram. The judge who spoke online to me before, online to all of us before me, made a reference to Nanadurummal's blessings to Vedanta Deshika in his childhood. And she also referred to the painting in the temple of Varadaraja in Kanchipuram, which represents the place where this Vatsya Varadeshika, Nanadurummal, gave discourses on Sri Bhashya. Our ancestors were very careful. This painting they made in the ceiling, inner side of the ceiling. In case they had put it on the wall, some college student would have come and wrote over this, "I love you" or something. So they protected that nobody does any such mischief on the painting. So the painting was made in the ceiling. You can see even today that was also mentioned by the judge in her discourse. Vatsya Varadeshika, because he belonged to Shivatsa Gotra, he was known as Vatsya, and Varda Deshika gave his discourses in that place in Kanchipuram. Even today, people who go to Kanchipuram to have darshan of Lord Varadaraja in the mountain Hastigiri, first go to this place which is on the eastern Prakara, making an anti-clockwise move, which normally we don't do. We always do clockwise move Pradakshinam to enter the temple, the sanctum sanctum of Varadaraja. But people will climb the stairs, and no knowledgeable people will make an anti-clockwise movement, go to the eastern Prakara, where this painting is there on the ceiling. They will offer their prayers there, salutations there, and then only again come clockwise and enter the sanctum sanctum of Varadaraja. This is the practice of knowledgeable people. Even the Vigraha of Swami Deshika, which you can see on which we had in the book on the right side, it is in Tiruvaindrapuram. But in Tupul also there is a Vigraha for Ramanuja, Swami Deshika. And on the birthday of, on the Tirunakshatram Jayanti of Swami Deshika, this Vigraha is taken to Kanchipuram, to Sanctum Sanctum of Varadaraja, to have Varadaraja's darshan. Even that Vigraha is taken in procession when the Vigraha people climb the hill, stairs, they also make the anti-clockwise movement. Vijayaraghavan will vouchsafe for this. And go to this place where the painting is in the ceiling. Deshika's Vigraha will be kept there, and all will in chorus chant the shloka which was given in blessing by Nadadurummal to Deshika. Pratitthapita Vedanta, Judge Madam gave the meaning of the shloka succinctly. Pratitthapita Vedanta, Pratikshipta Bahirmata, Bhuyaha Traividya Manyastvam, Bhuri Kalyana Bhai. Swami Deshika kept this in memory and handed it over to the future by putting the shloka in his Sankalpa Suryodaya drama. This was the greatness of this Varada Guru, Varada Deshika, Vatsya Varada Deshika. His discourses were so famous. Purathaz's great grandson was a student, and he studied under him for so many years, so many times the Sri Bhashya, and did a great service to Ramanuja Sri Bhashya by reducing what all he heard into writing. It's a great difficult task. Madam Indira will vouchsafe for that. How she made this book, I know. How many times she phoned up to me, I know. This book in the gigantic size is, there should be a bigger size of this book also. The efforts they put to climb the Everest. She will ask me questions. I am a lazy fellow. I will say, I have explained to you. She will not leave. Please tell me this. And they have toiled so much and brought out this book. Reducing in writing what you heard is not that simple. You have to keep it in mind and also record. Those days we didn't have the tape recorder. But this Purathaz's great grandson, known as Vedavyasa Bhatta or Sudarshana Suri, every day had it a practice of recording what he learned that day from his guru on palm leaves. That is how he remembered what was told in the first round, what was again explained, how it was explained by his guru in the second round of Kalakshepa. Like that 18 rounds he had heard. We hear only once from the guru and become acharyas. But Sudha Prakashika, the patience and the devotion, the sincerity, he writes at the end of the book, this book is written by me, not authored by me. And he uses the very same words this Vatsya Varada Deshika used to explain the terms in Sri Bhashya. And it is one of the best commentaries for Sri Bhashya. Even today, most disciple friendly, student friendly. There is no more commentary to commentary parallel to this Sudha Prakashika. Sudha Prakashika itself means publishing what you heard. What he heard from his guru, he published. This was the philosophical background of Sri Nadadurummal. Nadadurummal's devotion is entirely another ocean. He was so much devoted to Lord Varadaraja that when he was the trustee of the temple, those days the trustees or managing trustees or the so-called Dharmakartas were people who believed in the existence of God. The situation today is very, very pathetic. It is our unfortunate condition. It is the sin we have committed. They are living in this condition today. They believed in the existence of God and His service. So, Vatsya Varada Deshika was at that time the trustee of Kanchi Varadaraja temple. One day, Ardhajama Puja, milk was being offered. That is the final puja on the day. Everybody would be tired by that time. So the Paricharaka from the kitchen of the temple, he brought milk, boiling hot, and placed before the deity. It is steaming. And the priest took it and was to offer to Lord Varadaraja. Stop! Cried Vatsya Varada Deshika, who was in the assembly there. He said, if you offer this milk in such a hot condition, will it not burn the tongue of Lord? Like a mother, he got that milk patra in his hand after washing his hands and then made it by pouring it in another vessel and exchanging completely making it to palatable temperature, and then took a spoon of the milk in his hand and said, now it is okay, you can offer. Then requested the Archaka to offer that milk in palatable heat to the God. Archaka was just observing, Swami, you have been telling in your lectures behind this temple, behind this Garbhagriha, that fire came out of the mouth of Lord, and why should he not take this hot milk? Why are you making a scene here at this time? But he said that is a different story. When the Lord is worshipped by us in this form, we should worship him with a mother's affection. At the same time, we should worship him with the devotion of a servant to the king. So kindly offer it now. When the milk was offered, Vardaraja shouted, the temple walls, I can reverberate it with this sound. Amma, he said, you are my mother. All along these people have been thinking that there is a only statue they are offering this milk as a ritual. You have given it to me as a mother would give to her child. You are my mother, Amma, he said. And his name that day onwards became Amma. People started calling him with respect. When God called him Amma, they said Amma. That is why Vatsya Varadeshika became Amma. Not because he was a lady. Nowadays people write articles also, research papers also. Ramanuja Sampradaya is a highly revolutionary Sampradaya. There was a great lady who was the great grand preceptor of Swami Deshika, and she was called Nadadurma. I have seen a book like that. But he doesn't know the background. She was not a lady, he was a gentleman. But because of his maternal affection, Varadaraja called him as his mother, and he has been known as Ammal Guru. And Nadadur was the place established by Nadadur Alvan's father, and that is why the tag came as Nadadurma. Now, why I have given all these things is, we are hearing the words from the mouth of such a great personality. Nadadurammal's elaborate commentary, what he taught and what has been recorded, reduced writing, runs to 36,000 granthas. One grantha means 32 letters. 36,000 granthas means maybe 2,44,000 letters or something. It is a very voluminous book. But when he has written himself books, normally they are very small in size. And because of his mastery, he could give very deep concepts of philosophy in simple words, in small words. And that was his greatness. But for him, today we would not be in this position to enjoy the nectar of Sri Bhashya of Bhagavan Ramanuja. His student, Kurat Alvan's great grandson, I told you, Sudarshan Suri, Vedavyasa Bhattar, in the beginning of Shiva Prakasha, has an invocation stanza on his Guru. That stanza is this: Vandeham Varadariyantam Vatsa Vijana Bhushanam Bhashyamrita Pradhanadya Sanjeevayati Mamapi. These slides were prepared by me yesterday night between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. So there will be some spelling mistakes. Now only I am also noting that spelling mistake. Sanjeevayati Mamapi. It is not Sanjeevayi Mamapi. Sanjeevayati Mamapi. But as Sudarshan Bhattar says, I one day worship Tam that Vatsa Bhijana Bhushanam, ornament of the noble ones of the Vatsas and Vatsagotra. Varadaryam, called Varadarya. Who Sanjeevayati resurrects Bhashyamrita Padhanat by giving the nectar called Sri Bhashya, even to be Apima. Even I am resurrected, even my soul gets resurrected by this nectar called Sri Bhashya, which was given to me by Vatsya Varadacharya. I worship you. This invocation stanza is to be always chanted before chanting the work of an Acharya. We in Tamil call that as Taniyan. Taniyan is not a part of the main work, it is Tani, separate. That is why it is called Taniyan. My father will say, chanting the Dhaniyan will make you Dhaniyan in Sanskrit. Dhaniyan in Sanskrit means worth to get lot of wealth. So we always should chant the Dhaniyan, meditating shloka, on the Acharya whose work we are going to use. This is the practice, Vedic practice. If you want to do Gayatri Japam, you should say Gayatri Mantra, say Vishwamitro Bhagavan Rishi. That is actually worshipping Vishwamitra. Unless you have devotion to the author of the work, unless you chant the prayer on the author of the work, the mantra may not give you the siddhi, will not give you the siddhi. That is why I have explained this shloka also. This is a Dhaniyan of Nadadurumal, which you should chant before chanting his Paramartha shloka. Okay? Vandeham Varadariyantam Vatsabhijana Bhushanam Bhashyamrita Pradhanadhyaha Sanjeevayati Mamapi. Fortunately, the work which I am going to explain of Nadadurumal, the work of Nadadurumal, is made of only 2 shlokas and 1 just appendix. We can chant the whole shloka before the lecture. So for the benefit of all of us, let me chant those shlokas. Satsangat bhavanispruho guru mukhad shisham prapadyatmavan prarabdham paribhujya karma shakalam prakshina karmantaraha nyasadeva nirankusheshwara daya nilunamayanvayaha Hardhanugraha labdhamadhya dhamani dvara bhagirnishgataha nirgataha muktaha archirdina purva paksha shardang masabdavatam sumat glauvidyut varunendra dhadrumahitaha simanta sindhvaprutaha Shri Vaikunthamupetya nityamajadam tasmin parabrahmanaha sayujyam samovapya nandati samam tenaiva dhanyah puman pratar nityanusandheyam paramartham mukshubhihi Shlokadvayena samkshiptam suvyaktam varadobravīd. Why this importance of this stotra? Only 2 shlokas. What does the Guru convey to us? This gives the journey of the blessed soul to get eternal bliss. Journey of a blessed soul to get the eternal bliss. How you should make your journey? That is why this has to be chanted every day, daily by a person who wants to get emancipation. People who want to get emancipation are called mukshu in our sampradaya. Mukshu, person who wants moksha. If you want emancipation, salvation, you become a mukshu. And the mukshu should daily chant these 2 shlokas. This is so important. Nityanusandheyam prataha mukshubhihi. Those who desire to reach the eternal heaven of the Lord will do well to chant these shlokas every day in the morning. Prataha nityanusandheyam. Paramartham. There is nothing more than this. This is the absolute superior concept. If you study this, there is nothing else needed for you. You should read this every day in the morning. And this is narrated by Varada. That is enough because it is narrated by Varada. Varada, who is the grandson of the nephew of Lord Rama, Bhagavad Ramanuja. Varada, who blessed Vedanta Deshika, by which Vedanta Deshika became Vedanta Deshika. Varada, who gave the commentary to Shibhashya, the famous Sudaprakashika. Varada, who was so much devoted to Lord Varadaraja and was called mother by him, narrated these shlokas. So this is essentially to be read every day in the morning by those who are all mukshus. This is the sealing verse. Prataha nityanusandheyam paramartham mukshubhihi shlokadvayena. But he didn't make it very elaborate. Samkshiptam. Briefly he has mentioned. So now 1.5 hours will not be enough actually, because this has got so much of matter packed in these two slokas. That is why Acharya says, Vatsya Varadaguru says, Samkshiptam. It has been briefly mentioned in slokas. But at the same time, when you go for brevity, you will lose clarity. I have suffered a lot, 35 years of work in the central government. I learned one thing. Whenever we write a brief note to our IAS bosses, they will say, this is very brief, boy, elaborate it. Then we come and elaborate it. They will call us, this is very big, please make it brief. Either way he is going to read. He will not read when it is brief also, when it is elaborate also, he is not going to read. But it is the prerogative of the bosses to comment like this. So when we give elaborate note, they will want brief note. When we give brief notes, they will seek elaborate notes. But brevity and clarity can go rarely together. But Nadadurummal says, in my Paramartha Slokadvaya, brevity and clarity go together. Not ordinary clarity, suvyaktam, with good clarity. So please chant this every day. 70 years, I am now 74. At least before 70 years, there would not be a Sri Vaishnava who would not have chanted this sloka. In our Villur, our Rajamani has come. There is a beautiful pond. Even the temple of the Rajagopala Swami, we have got his Pushkarani. And Sri Vaishnava Graha, Vaishnavis will go and take their bath there and bring water in their copper pot for the Aruthan in the house, copper sombu, Manarudu sombu. And they will all carry the sombu like this on the right hand. Sombu will go first, they will go behind it. You should handle it like that. The Valmiki Ramayana, it is said, Valmiki went first and behind him went Bharadwaja. Bharadwaja went behind Valmiki, carrying Prishtataha Anujagama. He went behind him and following him. When somebody goes behind itself, he follows him. Then why should Valmiki say Prishtataha Anujagama? Waste, redundant. Prishtataha Jagama was enough, or Anujagama would have been sufficient. Then why he puts Prishtataha Anu behind and another behind? It is explained by Acharya as this. He went behind Valmiki and Kalasam Purnamadaya, and he carried a pot full of water for the Anutthana of the Guru and went behind that pot also. You should not carry it like that or like this, because it is going to be used for the Anutthana by his Guru. So he went behind the Guru, he went behind the Kalasam also, pot also. That is why two behinds are there in this sloka. So people will come like that. They will have the pot glittering, copper pot well polished in the water of the tank. It will be glittering in the morning sun's rays, and they will come with all their 12 Urdhapundras towards Agraharam, and invariably Satsangat Bhavanispurgo Guru Mukhat Shisham Prapadyatman being chanted by them. Many of them never knew who wrote that. In our village, I don't know how many people would have known that it was written by Nadadurummal. Because they always, sometimes, because they know us, whatever hatred they have towards us, they carry it to our ancestors also. If they know it was Nadadurummal, they might not have chanted, I don't know. But they don't know it is Nadadurummal, because he was the universal Guru of Shalshi Vaishnavas. So it was a practice those days. They will carry it and chant this sloka and come. And now, if you go to normal Vaishnavacharyas, many people may not know this sloka. That is the degeneration in the last 70 years. Now, Nadadurummal says, Varadaguru says, why I took up this, I could have said, because I am also very careful. I don't want to go out of my house because of the corona. So when Vishnu Mohan Padmanabhan phoned up to me, I said, I will give an online lecture, please leave me. But he said, no, Swamiji wants you to come personally. We will make you all safe arrangements. Don't worry. And one thing, much of crowd will not be there in these places, so that problem is not there. So he told me, assure this. And then I immediately accepted, because this is the work of our ancestor, which is almost being forgotten by Shiva Vaishnavas. When Vishnu Mohan Foundation at least cares to listen to it. So I should come even at any cost. That is why I made it today. Otherwise I would have refused, probably I have not been going for the out at all for the last, after April, from May, June, 2 months I have not moved out of my house's gate itself. It is because of this great affection this Swamiji had for the work of Nadadu Rammal, who is not my ancestor only, he is the ancestor for all Shiva Vaishnavas. Not all Shiva Vaishnavas, all believers in God. I came out of love to that, and somebody is listening, interested in listening this. This is a small stotra, but if 2 slokas are chanted, your life will be blessed and you will climb a staircase towards heaven at the end of your life. Later on, Swami Deshika, who is the disciple of Nadadu Rammal, for whom Nadadu Rammal was the Paramacharya, he wrote a book called Paramapada Sopana. It is a very famous book. I have given 30 lectures on Paramapada Sopana in Deshika Bhavana during 1990. Imagine, 1990, today is 2021, 31 years ago. And at that time, the great Mahamahopadhyaya Shivat Sangacharya was one of the audience, because he is the Asthana Vidwan of that Vedanta Deshika. He would have to sit and listen. But he used to tell, many people talk, speak here, they speak rubbish, I have to tolerate. But when it is yours, I always come and sit with affection. And I enjoyed all these 30 lectures. That Paramapada Sopanam, he says, is a staircase for a human being to reach heaven from earth, to reach Vaikuntham from this place. But I feel that he has elaborated what Nadadu Rammal said in these shows. He has taken this as a role model. As in Tamil we say, if I put a line, he will put a road there. Kodu potta, road podu. Ammal kodu potta, Swami Vedanta Deshika road potta. Adamari he developed it later. Here, now Amma, let us go to the Paramartha Shloka, the first step 1. Satsangat. The Jivan, a blessed soul, will first have Satsangam. That is the most important thing. One should, if you want to attain salvation, the first step for you is to have Satsangam. Satsangate, because of Satsanga, you should have Bhavanis, you become Bhavanispraha. By association with the good people, you start losing interest in samsara. So that is the first step, Satsangam. Ammal has given another big work, Prapanna Parijata. It is a big work, means he has 200 shlokas only. And that Prapanna Parijata only was elaborated as Rahasya Tresara by Swami Deshika. You can see that. All the works of Swami Deshika almost will have the kodu from Nadadu Rammal and will be the road. As Alavandar will put the code and Ramanuja will put the road. Similarly, Nadadu Rammal will put the kodu and Vedanta Deshika will build the road. That in Prapanna Parijata, there are 10 paddhatis. And in one paddhati, 7th paddhati, Sadupasana paddhati it is called. There, Nadadu Rammal says, elaborating this, Sadhavaga Swabhigantavyaha Santaha Sangasya Bheshayam. Sangam means our addiction to these mundane things. That's Sangam. That Sangam addiction will be removed only by a medicine. Today we have got so many treatments for addicts. But we are all addicts to samsara sukha. And who will provide the medicine for this? Only Santaha, only Sattukat, only sons, the noble souls will give us appropriate remedy to get out of the addiction to samsara. Sadhavastu abhigantavyaha santaha sangasya bheshajam. Then in Prapanna Parijata, Nadadharma adds one more beautiful anecdote. Yatha patitva sanmadhye yayati punaraptavan swapadam tattatha satsu patito nevimuhyati. Even if the sats do not give you any upadesham, you ensure that you are with them. That itself will get you out of your addiction to samsara. If you fall in the company of sats, you will suddenly regain whatever you lost and get the glory and will be happy. For that he gives an example from Mahabharata. Yayati was a great Chakravarti. Yayati did so much of dharma and charity that when he went to Swarga, he was given a seat there that should be shared with Indra. How do you like? If you go to Rajya Sabha, and so you have to sit on the same chair, Ardhasanam of the chairman there. How does the chairman like it? Whether you like it or not, how would the chairman like it? Indra was to share his asana, throne, with Yayati because Yayati had done so many good deeds. Indra was very, very unhappy, frustrated. This man also comes and shares my seat. How to get rid of this person? So he consulted with Brihaspati. Brihaspati told him you have to tolerate because it is Shastras. He had done so many good deeds and for that he gets the fruit. Indrasya ardhamasanam. He will get half of your throne. So you have to bear with it. No, I am not able to bear. You are Brihaspati, you should find out some solution. And Brihaspati was intelligent enough to find a solution. He told him, tomorrow when both of you occupy the throne, you just ask Yayati, how did you manage to come to this level? Don't ask anything. What things you did to reach this? Of our throne. How did you get the power to occupy half of my throne? Next day he asked Yayati this question. Normally he was always looking this side when Yayati would sit there and would give a frustrated look. Today he started the conversation. Yayati should have been alert. But Yayati was unfortunately not alert. Simpleton. What were the things you did to come this place? I don't know, it is God's grace. It will be the correct answer. But poor Yayati fell in his trap and he said, I offered thousands of cows to Veda with Samaveda, Yajurveda. I have given so much of land. He went on describing his good deeds. But at that time, Indra noted only, Yayati was gradually going out of it. As Yayati went on narrating his deeds, Yayati was just deviating from Indra, giving more space to Indra, and at one stage Yayati was virtually out of the throne. The secret is, when you declare the good deeds done by you, they are lost. So, dharmaha ksharati kirtana. You are not supposed to say, somebody asked me, how did you achieve this? Best solution is God's grace. If you tell, I did this, then you are gone. This is the moral of the story. Yayati was virtually on the brinks of the seat. Now he can't sit there. He can't fall also because some more punya holds him. He is in the footboard. If he has to get down means he has to do some more punya he should enjoy. That only he can get down. At the same time he can't come this side because his punyas have been exhausted. Yeah, Indra said our Guru is really great. Brihaspati is Brihaspati. Good idea. Now Yayati also realized, oh, we have been cheated by this fellow. Then it came to his mind, dawned, oh, I did this mistake. So Yayati, when Indra asked him further, what did you do? Yayati said, sorry, these are all I did. It's God's grace I am here. Because he wanted to be very sure that he was at least hanging there. Otherwise he will be falling down of heaven. He was that much smart. Indra Now he said, Yayati, what is the use of this? You are also not comfortable. I am still having the frustration that some portion is occupied by you. Let us come to a solution. Some solution. I will give you a boon. You accept the boon and get away from Swarga. You fall from Swarga. And Yayati immediately sought a boon. What boon? He said, please let me fall among the Sats. I am going to fall down from heaven. Now, only one gift, boon you give, that I will fall among a place where Sats will be there. Then Devendra said, granted. Yayati fell from the heaven. That's like a Deva Purusha falling from heaven. In place where good people were assembled. There were 4 kings assembled who were doing sacrifice. And Yayati fell there, was about to fall there. They noted and said, Deva Purusha seems to be falling down. What has happened to him? So first, all 4 of them said, let him not fall. Let him be there itself, be there, they said. When they said be there, Yayati stood there in this space against gravity because their power was like that. Then they asked, who are you? At that time, their mother came there. Why, children, you don't know he is your grandfather. My father, Madhavi was her name. Madhavi said, he is my father Yayati, your grandfather, maternal grandfather. Then they asked him, why did you fall? Why are you falling? He explained, this is how Indra made me fall. Then all the 4 grandsons, they are all the daughter's sons, not sons' sons. What we call in Sanskrit as Dauhitra. We don't have a word in English for Dauhitra. In Tamil also you don't have a word for Dauhitra. But Matamahi in Tamil, Ceylon people coined the word Ammamma. Ammamma, Ammappa. They say Amma Sappa is Ammappa, Amma Samma is Ammamma. Daughter son is, there is no word. In Tamil, parent is the word. The parent can be son's son or daughter's son. As far as my Tamil knowledge goes, there is no word to distinguish between them singular. And Pandvayathu parent, Pillavayathu parent, that is all they distinguish. Maybe there will be words, because many Tamil words we have not used, we don't know. We have got only pseudo-Tamils among us. They neither know Tamil nor any other language. Leave it there. That is their headache. Now, these Dauhitras all joined and gave their powers. What all good deeds they had, that punya they gave to their grandfather, maternal grandfather, and said, with this you go to Swarga. So Yayati who was falling, now climbed up. Climbed and entered heaven. They say, Ponavan Tirimi Vandutan, Punarayan Mahakapi. How dare you come again? Indra asked him. Indra said, Yayati said, it is God's grace. Now he was very careful. That is why if you fall in the circle of assembly of such, you will always be resurrected. This anecdote, Nadadurma Mahabharatam, he uses. That is why that it is said in Mahabharata, that day, Yayati made a declaration that from this day onwards, the grandsons through daughter, if they are used in Shraddha as Swamis, that Shraddha will be great complete because they helped Yayati to climb up. That is, Nimantranam in Sanskrit always means calling people, inviting people is Nimantranam. But you can't go and say, I am doing Nimantranam for you by my daughter's marriage. People will slap you on our cheek. Because we don't do Nimantranam for auspicious occasions. Only for worshipping Pitris we use the word Nimantranam. Then Panini Bhagavan, Nimantranam Dauhitradinam Ahvanam. That's all. But Dauhitra is used there. And this Dauhitra is important in Shraddha. That because of these incidents, Yayati gave this declaration. And we are today also following that.